Welcome everyone to Random Thoughts. I'm Wife.
And I'm Husband.
And we are here to play a brand new game that we discovered about the best of all creatures.
Well, it isn't quite brand new because we got it kickstarted. We received our Kickstarter backer base game here. And to be perfectly honest, we've been playing it a lot, so we just haven't gotten around to saying, okay, let's go set up the rig so we can record a video.
Yeah, it's more of a, hey, let's play this game.
And this game, as I said, we've been playing it a lot, and there's good reason for it. As Wife mentioned, it's about our favorite animals, and that's the pooches.
Yes, so as you can tell from the title, this is a game called Good Dog, Bad Zombie. And it's so much fun.
It is fun, and so this sort of game is a cooperative one, as you can tell right on the box. It's a game created, designed, and marketed, I guess, by Make Big Things. And you can check them out at makebigthings.com. You can order the game, and you can even order some of the expansions, which are already available. As you can see, they're still sealed because we want to go over the base game first with everybody.
Yes.
There is a lot in the game already, but we were so excited by it that we said, you know what, we're definitely going to play the expansion. Let's just go get them.
Yes.
But for now, we're going to stick to the base game, and it kind of explains itself in the title. You're playing as the best kind of animal.
Yes, you're playing as the puppies.
And you're desperately trying to save all the hoomans.
All the hoomans from around the city to Human Town. You got to bring them back to Central Park. So
the goal is to rescue a certain number of humans. And obviously, as you would imagine, those dastardly zombies are wandering the streets. And unfortunately, well, they become zombies.
This is true.
These are actually our zombie tokens here, which you may or may not get a good look at. But the game plan is, as we were saying, get the humans from wherever they happen to be found, whether it happens to be the car garden, the feel better house, the big wheel, etc., all through the board, and get them back to Central Park. Once you hit a certain number, you win. But you can lose.
Yeah, you can lose. If too many zombies take over, if too many humans get eaten, bad things happen. And you turn feral.
Yes, so you start out as a friendly family dog. But
yes.
As things scare you, zombies surprise you, the humans get eaten.
You get a spook.
Yep. You end up slowly regressing, I guess, towards the feral track, at which point you eventually lose. Because your pack goes wild, you've forsaken the love of humanity.
So sad. When you say it like that, it's just so sad. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. You get to play as the dogs. And there's a special feature.
Yes, so we do want to call out, you may have noticed the artwork being a little different on some of these cards.
Yeah.
Specifically
this one. So you can bring your own puppy as a card. And you can make it up yourself.
And it does, and we found this out because obviously before we started recording, we went and created our little girl, Harley.
Harley Quinn.
Yes. And we don't actually know her breed since she was a rescue. But, so that's why we just have Mutt there for right now. But she is a very loving, very playful, very friendly dog. And although we love her,
she is a chicken.
Yes.
So her special power is scared of her own shadow, because she is scared of her own shadow, literally this morning.
So if you have an interest in the game and you want to try it out, and you have a very special four-legged friend that you want to introduce, you can head on over to makebigthings.com, and then you can add your own pet. Now, the Unlikely Allies expansion, as you would imagine, introduces additional pet types. So, for you cat lovers out there, or birds, or, well, there's a goat. I don't know where the goat came in.
Lots of people have goats. They're a big thing right now.
Are they?
They're cool.
Sure.
I don't know.
You can definitely add, they do give you some sample powers. So as you can see here, Scared of Her Own Shadow is something we created as a title, but the Herd 1, then Run 3, then Herd 1 is actually from a drop-down menu.
Yes.
So it kind of gives you an idea, something that's fair, so you aren't making your favorite pet either super overpowered or super underpowered.
Yeah, so she has the same power as Miss Fuzzy Ears over here.
Well.
But in a better way.
She's also under the table we're playing on.
Yeah.
So she wants to be near everybody.
Yeah. So, without further ado, another thing to say is there are different levels that you can play at.
That is important.
And we're gonna start it off on the easy level.
Just to give everybody a sense, we have played on the higher difficulties, and they certainly are more challenging.
Yes.
And that's one of the cool things about this game. Personally, I'm not usually a fan of a lot of cooperative games. The reason being is, wife and I play a lot of games.
Yes,
we play a lot of competitive games.
We like to mess with each other a lot.
Well, it's more so that it's a certain mindset of, okay, well, what's the tiny little detail that I can turn to my advantage at every turn? And therefore, when we're on the same side, we usually demolish any game that's cooperative.
Yeah.
This one is still challenging.
It's hard enough that we still have to really talk it out and work together. And we can't beat it even while still trying to mess with each other, which we have tried in other games and succeeded. So, it's fun to play together, and I think it would actually be fun for if you have some people in your lives who are not gamers and you want to try to tip the scale in your favor. I think it also would be fun for that, too.
And because of the different difficulty levels, one of the common things that often comes up with cooperative games is somebody quarterbacking, basically running the show and saying, okay, your turn, you're going to do this, and then on your turn, you're going to do this, and nobody, well, maybe not nobody, because that person gets to play, but everyone else just kind of follows the leader.
Yeah.
Because of the varying difficulty levels, you can easily ratchet it down until people are comfortable, and then they can make their own decisions about how to proceed with the game in further playthroughs. So that way, okay, somebody is continually making, air quotes, bad decisions, and it's having a negative influence on you winning the game. If you lower the difficulty, a wolf pack. Yeah, if you lower the difficulty enough, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You'll be able to recover.
Yeah. So, without further ado, I think let's take it away with round one, nice and easy.
Woof, woof. So we've now set up the board, wife, and I'll just run through the quick setup for all the viewers out there. So, place the board down. Obviously, yes. Here's our board, our city.
Oh, yay.
So, we've marked the feral track, you started 1. As we indicated earlier in the intro, if you get to 10, game over. The goal was to try and save enough humans before you get that far. So then you need to gather all the figures, which are all these. We have our pieces, which indicate our good doggos. We got our humans. We got our zombies. So we got all the little standees. Then you got to prepare the deck. So you have
your energy.
You have the sense, and then you have human deck. So the human deck we'll get to later. The sense correlates to something, each of the spaces on the board. The energy cards are what you actually play on your turn.
Yes.
So there are different actions that you can take that we'll talk about in a moment. So we've gotten the scent tokens out here, which is where humans are likely to be.
Yes.
So the goal is to get your dog there, sniff to locate a human, and then you eventually try and rescue it. But there are a couple of other steps involved there, which again, we'll get to in a moment.
Yeah. So
after placing the scents, we've distributed the dogs. So each of them have a unique set of powers and a personality, and, the card tells you a little bit about the breed and the dog in question. Now, if I remember correctly, each of the dogs in the game were based off of either the designer's animals or people who kickstarted a certain tier.
Yeah.
I may be wrong on that, but that's what I recall.
I'm pretty sure you are correct in that.
So we've now given everybody a dog, well, the two of us. On the back of the dog, so this is Miss Fuzzy Ears, it does give you a turn sequence and a little bit of reminder of what the energy cards do and what you need to do on your turn.
Yeah.
Including a reminder that you can go diagonal, which is important. So, as we indicated earlier, we're going to start out on the base difficulty. There's a number of them, and I'm going to show them real quick here. So we're starting out with Plucky Pups, where there are no zombies anywhere on the board to start. But it goes up from there. Nose Nuzzlers, Good Dogs, Rough Riders, and Hounds of the Barcalypse.
Yes.
Which may be my favorite one.
Yeah.
So that, as well as Rough Riders, actually introduce something for Hoomtown, which is they're on rough times.
It's so cute.
The puns abound. So, now that we've chosen our difficulty, we pick who goes first. Like, do you know how you pick who goes first in this game?
So, if you're husband, you pick by cheating. But it's whoever pet a dog last. And so husband has been reaching and petting the dog the entire time, so he gets to go first.
Yep. So I'm going to take the first turn. So a couple other things that we want to highlight. So as we said, these correlate to spaces on the board. So basically, as you move around and you're sniffing different locations, you're going to flip these over and then follow the directions on there. But as far as how you move and what you can do, each turn you can take 2 actions. You can run 1, and that is in any direction, including diagonal. You can lick, sniff, or play an energy card. So lick is your way to draw more energy cards.
Yes.
Playing an energy card is exactly what it sounds like. And then sniffing is how you identify where humans are.
Yes.
So once you do that, you take your 2 actions, then that's where bad stuff starts to happen. At least could.
Possible. Especially when you get to those dangerous scents.
Exactly. So you start adding zombies to the board throughout the game. So let's say we roll the die, handy dandy 20, so drop it on 15. Let's say there was already a zombie there and I rolled this 15. The zombies get pushed. And eventually they're going to make their way here, which is where bad things happen.
When a zombie gets to Central Park, bad things happen.
Yes. Or if our resident favorite but scaredy cat puppy, Harley, happens to be startled by a zombie, meaning a zombie, she did not enter the space with a zombie entered the space where she was, or some other effect caused her to get startled. That also has negative effects, including pushing up the feral track.
Yes.
So that's how you can hypothetically end up losing the game. Other than that, it's kind of a race against time, because while you can remove zombies from the board through chew effects and other, call them attacks, if you play on the harder difficulties, there are a bunch of zombies that start on the board, and it can get out of control quickly if you're not careful.
Yeah, so it's definitely playing a balance of trying to rescue as many humans as possible, but also keeping the zombie population in check.
And just for the record, the goal to win is to fill up human track here. So I will reshuffle this in just a moment, but once you fill this up with each of these, and when you rescue a human, they give you a buff, then the game is over in favor of the good dogs.
Yes.
Because they're all good dogs.
They're good dogs hunt? Is that the name? I'm old. Anyway.
Yes, you are.
Alright, well, in just a second, we are going to get started with game 1. Alright, so we each need to draw our hands.
Yep.
And we're going to get ready to start our first game of the Playful Pups era of Good Dog, Bad Zombie.
So just to clarify for everybody out there wondering, what are we talking about when we say Playful Pups? Well, there's different difficulty levels for this particular game, and they're, of course, on theme. So I'm going to skim through our handy-dandy rulebook real quick here. So as you can see, Plucky Pups is the lowest difficulty, so there are no zombies that begin on the board, but it quickly grows in difficulty. You go up to, from Plucky Pups to Nose Nuzzlers, to Good Dogs, to Rough Riders, to the Hounds of the Barcalypse.
Which is a fantastic name.
So the last 2 difficulties, you actually start Human Town on Rough Times, which means that, as you can see, you need to rescue more humans than you would ordinarily. And as a result, the zombies that already begin on the board are that much more threatening.
Yeah. But we're going to start nice and simple to ease ourselves and you all into it. Your humans are determined by those, and right now we have our scent tokens out on the Salt Walk. The Feel Better House, which is a dangerous scent, like we had mentioned before. So these are all the dangerous scents where if you flip them over, bad things tend to happen.
Well, bad things are, I guess, guaranteed to happen.
Yeah.
Some of the other
ones have bad things too, but these ones are, you're going to have bad things happen. And then Cage Friends, which is the zoo, which is one of my favorite cards.
Of course.
Because it's the zoo. And without further ado, husband gets to go first because he can reach the puppy and I can't.
Yes.
So he has pet a dog most recently.
Yes. So as you've probably seen if you've played other board games, there's often a cutesy way to determine who goes first rather than a die roll of just deciding. Of course, you could always do that. There's no judge here determining exactly how you should do it. But with this particular game, it's whoever pet a dog last, which of course is again on food.
Yes.
So I'll be beginning the game with Captain Woofster, who is a Great Dane, and well, we'll get into the powers later. Wife, on the other hand, is going to be starting with our baby,
Harley.
Yes, who is, well, again, we'll get into the powers once it comes up, but we love our puppy dearly.
Yes, we do. She's very spoiled.
So the turn order is this. It's very simple. You take 2 actions, and there's a set of actions on the back of the dog card. So as you can see here, Lupin, who I'm not playing as, both Captain Woofster and Lupin and the other dogs all have your turn sequence and the keywords that are on the energy cards. So your turn is 2 actions, then you add a zombie. Now there's coordination obviously between Wife and I and however many other people may be playing, so we're going to try and maximize all of our abilities each turn. So in this particular case, I kind of want to get to one of the farther humans, or one of the farther sets. Now I can push some of them, but I'm not really in a great position right now, so I'm just going to run to the salt wall. So I'm going to run twice.
Okay.
Because you can take the same action multiple times if you wish. So we're going to go to add a zombie.
All right.
Replace 2,
so
which is
the zombie
Cage
is going on the Cage Friends.
So we'll drop this zombie right over there.
All right.
And then the turn passes to Wife.
All right. Well, for my turn, I am going to lick, which means I get to draw 2 cards.
Yep. And the drawing of the cards is very important.
And then I am going to run 1 to the terror mill, just in case husband needs help.
You never know, because here's the thing. So I'm going to be able to push this human a little bit, but I'm not going to be able to. Well, I guess I could get them there all the way, but we may end up having a better play now that Wife has more cards. But first, Wife, where's our other zombie showing up?
Please not on me. Please not on me.
14.
14, the zombie tower.
Close.
I'm going to put the barista zombie on the zombie tower.
Is that what that is? That's a hairdryer.
Okay, fine. A hairdresser zombie.
Anyway.
It still works.
So, here's the thing. I kind of think we should just score this human immediately.
Let's do the thing.
So, we're going to sniff the Salt Walk. So, we reveal the Salt Walk card. There's a human riding a board with little wheels. So, you remove the scent token.
Yep.
You place a human. And then the scent token now goes to wherever the next card that's revealed. So, this happens to be Squirrel Town, which is 11. So, now we resolve the scent. The first option is I watch them ride away into the sunset. Move the human to any numbered city space adjacent to the river. You stay where you are. Or, I hop on the back of the board. Let's go. And I discard 1 energy. So, I think it's worth scoring the human right now rather than dropping them to the river.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I'm going to... The problem is I'm now going to be out of cards. So, I'm going to discard... Woof! I'm going bark to sleep. And I'm actually going to, since that was my first action, play, I will protect our home. So I'm going to bark 2, which is going to push the human into Central Park.
Which means we scored a human.
So let's see who we get. Whoops, knock over the pile. We saved Olga, who makes cupcakes and kills zombies.
Love
so
it.
when rescued, hunt zombies. Remove 1 zombie from the board. So, where do you think? I'm thinking Cage Friends, Wife.
I think Cage Friends, too.
So, Olga goes here, and Olga does a great job and eliminates said zombie. So, now I'm out of cards, so hopefully we don't just drop the zombie on me. 12.
No, we're dropping the zombie on Dirtland.
Which is very far away, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's pretty nice for right now.
All yours, Wife.
Alright, well, I am going to help husband out, I think, a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to move to the zombie tower.
So you can move into spaces with zombies, but if you are surprised by a zombie, startled by a zombie, that's when bad things happen.
And then I'm going to bark 1 to move the zombie toward the crumbles, and I will howl, which will give husband a draw.
Spectacular. Okay, so now you need to add a zombie, since that was your 2 actions.
17.
Now that is unfortunate because I get startled. So, Chief Justice Zombie here, at least, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a judge. I think I see a gavel in there. Chief Justice Zombie here scares Captain Woofster, or startles him is the actual game term. And that carries with it a lot of bad things. So, first of all, I have to discard 2 energy. Now, I only have 1, so we'll get to what happens then. Then I get moved to the central space on Central Bark, which actually kind of helps to get me closer to this end. The bad news is for each card that I was supposed to discard that I can't, we increase the feral track by 1. So bad news is we're creeping closer to that endgame condition.
Sure.
So now there are multiple zombies on the board, and we kind of need to get a move on.
Yeah.
So Wife just added that zombie. I'm stuck in Central Bark. I'm going to lick action 1. Get some cards. Then, so I do have a zoom and a run 3, so that changes things now. I don't think I want to do anything yet. I think what I want to do is lick again just to have breathing room.
Probably a good idea.
I think. I'm really hoping that I pull a good doggo so we can use some of these powers. Go ahead, Wife.
Alright.
Wait.
We gotta add a zombie.
16.
Alright. To the Terror Mill.
Terror Mill is now infested with zombies. In case you're unsure, it's the Acme Fireworks Factory.
Alright. Well, I'm feeling like I should probably try to help get rid of some of these zombies right now.
Probably be worthwhile.
So I am going to...
I can.
You can?
Because I do have good doggos, so I can run 2, chew, run 2.
Okay, I have a chew and I have a herd 1, so I was thinking I run, herd, chew. If you can deal with those 2.
Well, herd,
because I have a herd and a zoom.
Remember, when you herd, you're moving with them.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so, action 1, I'm gonna run. Gonna play herd 1 and zoom.
So the zombies cannot exist on the cliffs or in the river because they can't swim and, well, they fall off of things.
Yes. So, bye-bye zombie. And then, that was action 2. I have another action. So, I will just move here and then wait to chew.
Okay. And a zombie, Wife.
3. The worst place, also known as the vet.
Yes. Most animals are not really a fan of the vet.
I think
that's pretty good. So the question is, we could run, chew, run with a good doggo. Then we could, I guess, lick to set up the next turn. I think is probably the best bet.
I would say probably.
So we're gonna good doggo. Featuring, apparently this dog's name is Snails.
Alright.
So each of the dogs in the artwork, there's no way you're going to be able to see it from the camera here, or hoping we can maybe get on the overlay afterwards, but it says featured dog, and it'll tell you what the dog, one of the Kickstarter backers, they were submitting their pets for the artwork, which is really cool. So Captain Woofster's ability is Hunt. It's run 2, so up to 2 spaces, chew, eliminating said zombie, and then run 2.
Alright.
Seems pretty good. So then I'm going to lick and draw some more cards. It is your turn, Wife, after we add a zombie. 16.
16, so it goes to the Terror Mill, which unfortunately pushes...
So that increases the feral track, unfortunately. So we are once again creeping closer. Now, the good dogs of Central Bark will eliminate the zombie, but we do have to be concerned about this stack that's building up over here.
Yes, we do. Alright, and then for my turn, I'm going to chew to kill this zombie. And then I'm going to lick. And then I will add a zombie. 4. Over at the treasure cave, also known as the pet store.
Yep. So I think we want to try and score this human. So I think this is actually going to be a little difficult for me to do. Yeah, I don't know if I can't actually score this human this turn. So the question is, should I try and eliminate some zombies instead? Because you're really far away, and exposing this human could be bad.
Yeah.
I think we may have to risk it, because odds are we're not going to push any zombies in. We'd have to exactly hit 2 to be able to do it. So I think it's worth. So we'll sniff on cage friends, revealing the boneyard here. So there's a human being attacked by a panther. Place the human figure here. You decide. 1, I chase away the panther, discarding 1 energy. Or 2, the human runs away. Move the human to any numbered city space adjacent to the cliffs. You stay where you are. Well, I certainly don't want to move them farther away. And I have some cards to burn. So I think I get rid of my Run 3 and Zoom. I smell it on the wind. Featuring Swatch.
Alright.
The name of it.
I like the name of that dog.
So that was action 1. Then this is gone. A second, we'll put them all in the same pile. Then I'm going to bark and howl to give you a card wipe.
Alright.
Human good, zombie
much.
bad. Featured dog is Sabbath. We'll push the human here to the worst place. So we'll add a zombie. Hope we don't hit a 3. It's a 14.
Alright.
Zombie tower.
Zombie tower.
And it is your turn, wife.
Alright. So, have some options.
You should have plenty of options.
I'm thinking, I think I go to Squirrel Town and sniff, but I wouldn't be able to score it right away.
I don't really see an issue with that at this stage. There aren't enough zombies. I mean, there are a good number of zombies, but not a humongous amount at this stage.
Alright, so I'm going to run 1 and sniff in Squirrel Town. There's a human here, and so many tiny creatures to chase. So, number 1, you're my friend, and you're my friend, and you're my friend too. I discard 1 energy. Or number 2, I chase them all the way to the river. Move to the middle river space without the human. I think I'm going to have lots of friends, and I will discard 1 energy.
That seems completely reasonable. Now, can you move that human at all?
I cannot, because I already did my 2 actions by running and sniffing.
You are correct. That's unfortunate.
So...
add a zombie, please.
Adding a zombie. 16.
I'm just going to push said zombie and push our barrel track up.
We're quickly learning to howl at the moon. Totally what he's doing. Anyway.
So I'm going to begin my turn probably by... let's go 1, 2... probably with a lick to see if I can manage to get away to score this one. We did not. Actually, yes, we did. It's just not a great way.
I can technically do both of them next turn if no zombies come in on my first.
I think this would be better. So we're going to Let's Roll featuring Mac. So we're going to run 4 and Zoom. We're not really going to go very far because we're only going here, but Zoom gives me an extra action. So I'll be your trusty guide featuring Cooper. So we're going to herd 1 and Zoom.
All right.
So we score our human. We'll resolve the human first. So we got Courtney, who doesn't have time for this zombie stuff. When rescued, she hunts zombies. Remove 1 zombie from the board. I think it should be at the Salt Walk, because I can eliminate the Terra Mill zombie.
Alright. Bye-bye, Salt Walk zombie.
So since I was able to Zoom, I will then Good Doggo, so I'm going to run 2, chew, eliminate the zombie, and then I kind of want to just hang out at the Feel Better house,
okay.
I think.
That's fair.
Is probably the best way, because then I don't want to be in line with any of the zombies in case something gets stumbled.
Yeah.
So, let's see where we are putting a zombie. We're putting a zombie on 19.
Which means we get to choose where we put the zombie.
Yes. Food Street?
Sure.
It's either there or the bath.
I think Food Street.
We'll go to Food Street, and then it is all yours, wife.
Alright. I am going to Bark 2 Belly Rub, featuring Churchill. So, I bark my human into Central Bark.
Yep.
Which means we score a human. Who do we got? We have D'Angelo, all-around solid dude. He throws a ball, and I may move anywhere.
We appreciate that, D'Angelo.
Thank you, D'Angelo. I guess I will go to the boneyard.
Why there?
I don't know. Maybe what do you think? Boneyard or car garden?
Well, you only have 2 cards in hand. Remember that they're dangerous scents at the boneyard.
True.
So what do you have a way to push the human from the car garden?
Yes.
I think that's probably safer because the worst option on those are going to be discard a card.
Alright.
But on the boneyard, it could be really bad.
Alright, so I'll move to the car garden. And then I am going to lick.
Alright.
And then I will add a zombie. 12. So that goes to Dirtlands. I feel like Chief Justice Zombie needs some time in the country.
Okay. So, we can eliminate some zombies, but I think our best option is to lick. Try and find some more help, which we did. So, the question is, if I expose this human this turn, can you save them, or is it worth it? I think I'm just going to wait and kind of do nothing. I could eliminate some of these zombies, but I think I want to wait. So I'm actually just going to lick again. So here's the unfortunate thing. I can lick, but you can only have up to 5 cards in your hand, 5 energy cards.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, I would only gain 1 since I'm holding 4 already. I think it's still worth it, only because I don't really want to move. I don't want to sniff to expose this human, and I don't really want to play any of these cards right now. I guess I could... Actually, no, I could do that, and that wouldn't be bad. So I could kill this zombie and get back to this spot and be prepped for next turn, but I think the dangerous scents have the potential to make you discard 2, so I think I just want to draw 1 card.
Okay.
All of that just come full circle and end up doing the original action. So it's now 2.
So it goes to Cage Friends.
And we'll put the dog catcher zombie.
Alright. Alright, well, I am going to sniff in that car garden.
You got it.
Place a human figure here. I can chase the zombies away. Remove 1 zombie from an adjacent space. Or the car starts and we drive around and I get to stick my head out the window. And I get to lick and draw 2 energy. Oh man, there's so many good things, but I feel like I should probably discard a zombie. Get rid of a zombie.
Well, can you score that human?
I can get it to the Feel Better house.
I can bark him in then.
Alright, so I will discard the zombie out of the treasure cave. Because my human chased him away. And then I'm going to good doggo. So I'm going to herd, I'm going to skip my run, and I'm going to herd.
Seems good. Add a zombie, please.
Alright.
Better not be 9.
10!
It's not a 9.
It's close.
I'm kidding. Close doesn't matter. It only matters if it's a 9. Because 9 would have been very, very bad for everyone involved. So, I guess the most appropriate thing, I think, is Defender of the Bark. Featured dog is Tater.
I like that name.
So, I bark 1, we're going to score this human, and I howl.
Alright, so I get to draw.
We will save Samantha. Always finds the best in everyone. So when rescued, she pets me. and I may draw 2 energy. But in this case, I can only get 1 because
you're out of card room.
So I think my most appropriate thing at this stage is, and we'll move the human out of there, is to probably good doggo this zombie away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I'll good doggo, and this is featuring Riggins.
All right.
1, 2, we'll chew, and then 1, 2, I think.
Okay.
Because can you do anything with this human next
Yes,
turn?
I can sniff and probably deal with it.
All right, then I'll hang out on the boneyard, try and set up for a future turn. Go ahead.
I gotta add a zombie husband.
Yes, I do. 9.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Well.
So you are startled.
I am startled.
You move here.
I am going
to discard 2.
Discard 2, so we don't have to move up our feral tracker.
Correct.
However, that did mess up my turn.
That's unfortunate.
Alright.
It happens.
It does happen. Alright, well, so for my turn, I think the first thing I really have to do is lick.
That's a good plan.
And then I am going to go to the worst place. Unless you think you will need help with the boneyard.
I can probably deal with the boneyard, but are you sure you want to be in worst place where if we
That's
hit
true.
any of those? So it's not a huge chance that we're going to drop a zombie on 1, 2, or 3, but it's obviously an increased chance as opposed to going to, we would have to hit an 8 or a 9.
I just have...
But you also can't sniff there because the zombies there.
Yeah. I guess I will... I'm going to run to the Feel Better house because I have a plan.
Okay. So you can coexist and move in. And
yeah.
We're not going to have any negative ramifications. But it is something we're going to have to be aware of. So add a zombie, please, Wade.
Alright, here we go. 6.
Spectacular.
Alright.
That is going to be a problem. We're going to discard a Bark 2. I stand guard with Cassie. And we will discard I guess Bark 1 and Howl. Rough? With Foley. Because what else am I going to do? So I think I need to eliminate... Should I eliminate the zombie at your spot or the one in the boneyard?
I would say the one in the boneyard.
Why? Can you deal with the Feel Better house and score with human?
I can't do both, but I can at least deal with the one in the Feel Better house. So, well, I guess...
If I eliminate the one in the Feel Better house, can you score the human?
Yes, I can score the human. So that's probably a better play.
So we're going to move in here, and we're going to chew that zombie up. So I brought you something, and this is featuring Bootsy.
Oh.
Zombie goes bye-bye. Those are my 2 actions because I had to use 1 to run. And here's the die. 4. The treasure cave.
The treasure cave.
So this is Doc Zombie, I guess?
Sure.
I can't really tell.
Dr. Zombie works.
All yours.
Alright. Well, I am going to sniff at the Feel Better house. It's a dangerous scent. I'm a little scared. Alright. Place a human figure here. A human in a white coat says they need my help. I lick their hand to cheer them up. Discard 2 energy. Or they say their work isn't done and they can't leave yet. Move to the middle cliff space without the human. Yeah, I don't like that option, so I am going to discard 2 energy. And I am going to, for my second action, I am going to herd 1, get that herd 1 and zoom, get that human into Central Bark, move the scent token to back, and let's score that human.
Right, human is over there, and who do we get, wife?
We get Scott, who never really got it together. And he throws the ball, and I can move anywhere.
I mean, Bath is clearly the safest one.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to move to Bath. And then I I still have the zoom, so I am going to lick.
Good plan.
And go ahead.
So I think at this stage, we're not anywhere near our feral track. I feel as though we almost want to go all in on Bath because we only need to save one more human.
This is true.
And clearly...
Oh.
Yes.
1. So...
Boot Street. We'll put the...
Bellhop zombie?
Yep.
Alright.
So, as I was saying, we only need to score a single more human here.
Yes.
Wife is already in position to sniff said human. I cannot get really anywhere near you.
I can sniff and get it close, so...
I'm going to lick.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to move 1. I do have some herds with zooms, so if you can get them at least to the terror mill, I can take over.
I can get them to the terror mill. If nothing terrible happens in between. So, add that zombie.
A very bizarre baton race.
12. Alright, so the one from the Dirtland moves to the Squirrel Town. And then we have another one of Dirtland.
Chief Justice Zombie got sick of the mud.
Yeah, so he decided to go to the trees instead.
I guess.
It works.
Go ahead.
Alright, I am going to sniff the bath. Which sounds really weird. There's a human on the beach, but they've fallen asleep. 1 to 10. I will protect them at all costs. Remove 1 zombie from an adjacent space. 11 to 12. Friends, come help nuzzle this human awake. 1 other dog may move to me.
Any of those would probably be good options.
Yeah.
But you gotta roll.
I do have to roll. 19.
So I may move, but I don't have to. So the question is, do I need to?
I can herd 2, so...
I think I probably don't want to move.
Yeah, so that goes to the backyard. So I'm going to herd 2 for my second action.
So here's the thing, just don't roll a 16 and we're in good shape.
You say that, and then I'm going to be doomed, and 6! Not 16!
Yes.
Does, however, move our feral track up.
So we're up.
Wait, I can actually discard 2. So, oh, Nate, that doesn't matter. I'm lying. The good dogs of Central Bark eat that zombie.
Yep.
We move up our feral track.
So here's the good news. I can just move here, and then we heard one. The world is my dog park with Luna.
Oh, that's so cute. That is, like, the best title.
And we save our final and last human, who happens to be Steve, the always on-time pizza boy. He also pets me, so I'm going to get some parts because I can, even though it's game over.
Yeah.
So at this stage, we have officially saved enough humans to populate Humantown.
Yeah, so we've populated Humantown. We are the plucky pups who live to bark another day.
So we're going to close up with some final thoughts. We're going to close out this segment, but congratulations, wife. We managed to save the humans from the Barkalos. So here's the thing. This actually, and we left the board set up as the way that we finished the game. And as you can see, even though we started with literally 0 zombies on the board, it very rapidly ramped up.
Yeah.
So we are, of course, playing 2-player, just wife and I. Clearly, the more dogs you have, you're going to have more opportunities to chew the zombies to bits. But
they're good chew toys.
You do run the risk of naturally having more dogs populating the board.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, the roll of the die could be really mean.
Yeah. The bigger chance you have of turning feral, which is still the feral track is one of my favorite images because it goes from like this little short-nosed, like spaniel to a wolf.
Yep, because that's clearly how it works.
It is.
So
they get scared enough, they turn into wolves.
Overall, I really enjoy this game. It's actually one of the concerns I usually have with these sort of games, just to walk it back a bit and explain where I'm going, is that when it's co-op versus the computer, we'll call it, the game, it's often just simply a matter of how easy is the game. Because once you figure out a certain strategy, a certain plan, you then just dominate the game. The game can never adapt.
Yeah.
Because this game offers multiple difficulty levels, and there's multiple decision points on any given turn, it allows itself to... The strategies aren't immediately obvious. They aren't immediately going to manifest themselves, and then it's, okay, well, we're just going through the motions every game. the game itself is actually really fun. And on top of that, the theme is really fun.
Yeah, the theme is definitely what drew me in. And like you said, it gets more complex because you can't really just solve it because it's always an unknown entity because of, you're rolling the die to have the zombie. There are strategies that you can work out, but they might have to change at the drop of a hat.
So there are two other points that I want to make sure we cover also to segue from that, wife, is that there are definitely different strategies also simply by virtue of choosing what pup you happen to start with. So one of the key things that you can do is you can actually have your own pup in the game. If you head over to makebigthings.com, it's the company who actually produces this game. Not only do they have the expansions and this game, obviously, for sale, but you can also upload a picture of your pup and give them, or, whatever furry critter you happen to have, because, as you'd imagine, the Unlikely Allies expansion introduces non-dogs. So you can upload your pet and then play and then give them a unique power. Now, in our case, Harley is a little bit of a coward.
A little bit is a very vast understatement. Our
we
dog
love
is a coward.
Her, but she is scared of her own shadow, which is why we gave her that power. But that adds a lot of replayability because it's, I played as Captain Whoopster this time. Well, maybe next time I'll be Lupin. And you can mix and match the different dogs or different other pets to try and create new experiences.
And something that husband and I learned the hard way a couple of times is also trying to figure out how your powers balance with the other dog's powers.
Exactly.
If nobody has chew, it gets really hard really fast.
Because then you're reliant on finding a chew card in order to remove some of the zombies, because maybe that zombie population gets too high.
Yeah.
But that is something that, and it leads right into the second point that I wanted to make, wife, and that's that unless you paint yourself into that kind of corner, yes, there is variance in the game, of course. There's a die. You roll it, and then there's a random chance that bad or good things could happen. There are shuffled cards, so there's random things that could happen, good or bad. But it never feels as though the game just overwhelmingly swings in one direction or the other, which is important for me going back to our original point about replayability, where if the game is so hard because of the swinginess, because of the randomness, I don't find it enjoyable, because you can do everything right, and the game just says, well, you know what? You're not winning this time.
Yeah.
This, although it can certainly make it more difficult, if we happen to start landing more zombies and start marching them into Central Park every turn, we would have been in bad shape. But, A, it didn't work out that way, and B, we could have adapted mid-game. So yes, it's bad, but it's incrementally bad. It's not just one fell swoop and now you're crippled.
Yeah.
Unless you allow yourself to have that happen.
Which is definitely a possibility, but it's a nice way to feel in control even when you're losing, if that's the way to put it. Like, there are games where the game takes over, you have no control, no power, nothing, no way to fix it. This one, like you said, you get a chance.
And even if you're behind the 8 ball, you're getting swarmed with zombies, you just can't score the humans, there are obviously ways to get out of it. When you finally do score a human, they'll do something cool for you. Or, as we said before, you can just adapt on the fly. All of your decisions feel meaningful. So it matters whether I good doggo or I happen to move and chew. Now, in my case, Captain Whoopster had a chew built into his good doggo, but if I need to herd this zombie away so that wife can come in and try and rescue the human, so I create a gap so she can get in there. Mm-hmm. Or I happen to bark the zombie away, or I bark the human to wife, who then herds them. You can set up these chains, and like I said, each decision, couldn't get that one out, each decision feels as though it matters on every turn.
It really does.
I mean, you definitely heard us say, oh, well, it doesn't really matter whether we do this or this, but it's because of the preceding decisions that led to that point.
Yeah.
And that, to me, we're getting a little bit away from the theme and the fun part and the silliness, but as an underlying game, it does feel as though there's something there. I'm willing to replay this, as opposed to other games that we might have in a drawer or on our shelf that...
The theme was really fun, but
after a couple
games, it got old.
Exactly. This is one that, because of the mixing and matching, the fact that you can do custom things to add extra replayability, the fact that it does have that little bit of randomness to make sure that it isn't quite exactly the same game each time, all of these things add up to a really great gameplay experience.
Yeah, and plus, it's filled with wonderful dog puns, and who could ask for more than that?
Yes, and we called it out as we were playing, but just to reiterate it, the Kickstarters, and I don't know what tier you had to do this at.
I forgot.
I think it's all the Kickstarters, and then the dogs themselves, I believe, were from the designers.
Yeah,
if I recall correctly.
I'm pretty sure the dogs, I think there might have been 1 or 2 spots available for open dogs.
Yes, so it's fun seeing someone else's pet. So this happens to be Ellie. This happens to be Jack. This happens to Shogoth and Haster.
All right.
Spectacular. So somebody, I think I know what they're fans of.
Yeah.
It's just fun that it adds another layer of not just enjoyment, but helps bring the game to life. Because when you think about that, that is someone's pet. That's someone's four-legged friend, and that gets you more involved in the game.
And it also gets wife to squeal just about every time she flips over a card.
Yep.
I did really good. I did really good this time. I'm just throwing that out there.
And in case you happen to be more of a fan of people than dogs, which I guess there are people like that out there, but in case you are, you do have the option for custom cards. So you can swap in custom
humans
to rescue.
And you could call out your friends. Maybe your friend Scott, who never really got it together.
Yeah, we might know a few Scotts.
It's still one of my favorite lines. But it's a really fun game. I hope you all look it up. And it's a great way to get more dog people into games. And maybe even cat and pig people when you get into our unexpected friends.
Well, technically there's a goat and a bird. There's a few different options. Yeah. We're definitely going to explore the expansions later on. I think this is a great game both for people who enjoy games as gamers and also people who aren't necessarily board card or other gamers, and you just want to sit down and say, hey, you want to play a game for a little while? It's a real light theme. It's a real light setup and cleanup, which is also nice that we can just go, okay, bang, get everything on the board. Okay, well, what do I do each turn? There you go.
It's all there. So definitely check it out. And look for maybe some more expansions to come later on. But as for now, I'm Wife.
And I'm Husband.
Join us next time for more Random Thoughts.